Bowman with Bowman Heating and Air in studio. Welcome.
How's it going, Randy?
Good. So tell me a little bit about Bowman Heating and Air.
Well, I'm a one-man shop right now. I provide quality installation service and maintenance for basically everything that's out there. Heating and air conditioning, preventative maintenance. We do a little bit of solar if you're looking to incorporate that in a new system for your house.
Awesome.
Right now, obviously, we need the heat. Everybody's turning on the heater or have turned on their heater. Noticing a few problems. That's a preventative maintenance thing. It's like changing oil for a car. Your HVAC system is basically blood pressure for your home. So you want to make sure everything's working correctly. Change your filters is the number one thing. It's always overlooked. I do it in my own home, but Siri or Alexa is just a little shout away. So we can easily get that taken care of.
So. When you say filters, you're talking about the filters that are in the ceiling for the air.
Yes, sir.
Sucking up.
Yeah. So that's the number one thing. If you're wearing a mask, and this whole thing going on with the masks, that clogs up, you can't breathe.
Right.
Your system's doing the same thing. So we want to make sure that everything's flowing well.
Got it. And so right now it's cold right now. It's cold. So what is the common call in to you as a business and that person calling in? What's their common complaints right now?
Unit sounds like it's starting up, doesn't fire. Because usually you'll hear the sequence of ignition. So that could be anything from a contact that's a little corroded. Hot surface igniters usually crack sometimes. These are usually taken care of in a preventative maintenance. We like to see at least once a year. We come in, we check everything that's heating and air conditioning, preferably twice a year. That way, pre-season, before the summertime and you need the AC, we want to make sure that comes on. But right now, definitely, if you're not already using your heater and you're going to go use it and then it doesn't start, we could have taken care of that with a preventative maintenance.
So do you have a way, say somebody has, everybody's concerned with energy costs and, just the cost of everything for right now, but, turning on their heater, costing them, a lot of money in energy and monthly bills. Do you have a way through maybe a new unit or something? How does that work for a consumer?
So right now in California, based on your politics, if you like them or not, he's brought back the tax incentives for solar. A lot of people are worried about this 2035 thing and no gas units. A lot of the new homes in San Luis there's no natural gas. So everything's getting switched over to solar and heat pumps. Heat pumps are a very, very efficient way of heating and cooling the home. So in certain zones and climates where you don't typically use AC, this will give you the option to actually have it. Plus it's being energized through solar. You have the upfront cost, but overall, if you size your solar system right, you have free heating and air conditioning for the life of your system. So the upfront cost is there, but it kind of pays for itself over time. And with our classification in heating and air conditioning, we actually get to, as a supplemental, we get to install solar as part of the package. The upfront cost can be mitigated through financing. I offer financing. Even as a small sole proprietor, I get to offer financing.
Oh, nice.
So it may be a good way to invest and add equity to your home while saving you long term.
So do you find out in the field, are people still running like pot belly stoves, for the heating, or is people kind of transitioning into more of these energy efficient furnaces for their homes?
I'm a fan of the potbelly stove. If you've got a pellet stove, that's great as a backup. Keep it if you want. If you don't want to, get rid of it. I'll take it, put it in my shop. It'll heat my shop. But yeah, a lot of people are trying to make room during their remodels and getting rid of those. They're great for what they do. It's great as a backup, but there's more maintenance involved with that. You got soot buildup. You got all kinds of things going wrong with those. It's a fire hazard too if you forget about it and don't do the proper maintenance. That's a big deal.
And we live in a community of, kind of your older generations. And so they can call you up if they have any concerns. I mean, do you do house calls, to figure out, what's going on? How does that work?
Typically before a service call and I go out, I try to make it easy on them. I'm not going to go to every service call. If I can fix it for you over the phone, I like to help out. There's nothing wrong with a little pro bono. If it's something as simple as a battery and a thermostat, sometimes that gets overlooked. If I can help out that way,
Hmm.
I do senior discounts, first responder discounts. I'd like to take care of the community the best I can. Yeah.
So and again, so we're in the middle of winter. Thank goodness it's finally got here. We're getting pounded by rain and the cold and the freezing and stuff like that. So as we start kind of fading out of the winter into your springtime, that's when you start kind of thinking and focusing on your air conditioning, or should they start looking at that now?
As soon as we get out of the cold snaps, that's probably about the time. If you know you're due for a new system, if you've been putting it off for a while, just due to funding or you just avoiding a headache, we all do that from time to time. But pre-summer, if you want a new system, if we need to run new ductwork, let's get that taken care of right before summertime. Makes it a little easier. It gets done quicker because the attics during the middle of summer get to 140, 150. And even though I've been doing this half my life, I'd rather have the attic about 120, that 20-degree differential. And then you have a brand new system going into summertime. No problems. You get a nice new warranty. Anything happens, you get 1 year parts and labor, 10-year parts on pretty much every new style of system that's out there.
And we were talking a little bit before the show of being a small business, in this day and age, a lot of the businesses that's been kind of a staple and around for many many years is now kind of getting taken over by corporate. You're still a local small shop, one guy, right?
Yep. Trying to grow, trying to develop a culture that people would want to come work for. Want to be able to pay employees well. They can take care of their family. They don't have to stress about it. I've had numerous bosses throughout my career. I've been doing this 23 years now. It's like half my life. I've worked for good bosses, bad structure, bad bosses with great structure. So I'm trying to, incorporate everything without being this big corporation whose, bottom line is money, money, money. Culture. I think considering the area we live in, that counts for a lot. And I hate to see that some of the companies that have been around for a long time around here have kind of gone the way of the big corporation. It takes away of a little something from the culture that's been there for a while.
Right. And like I said, that's what we're all about with, What's Up North County is we are about that, shop local, support local, and, your local North County guy.
Yep.
That's been here
since 84.
Since 84.
I'm pretty much a local. I wasn't born here, but I grew up here.
Awesome. And so it almost sounds like with heating and air, there's so many different, aspects of, making that stuff work and work properly. And you said it sounds like there might even be like little small things that, as simple as a battery, why something's not working.
Yep. All these things can be mitigated through annual preventative maintenance. It's basically, you do it for your car, you get your oil change, you take care of that, you change your tires, take care of your home. Comfort is paramount, especially when it's cold outside or it's hot outside. You want your place to be your little sanctuary. And you want to make sure everything's working in that house to provide that.
So maybe we need to have a weekly segment of Bowman Aire,
Hey, I'm down for that.
Tips and education.
If I can, save the community a little money, I know that affects me, but I'm not just in it for me. I'm in it for everybody else too. I provide comfort. And overall, I mean, we all want to be comfortable. So
awesome. So Tim, tell me how somebody gets a hold of you and your business.
Well, I got a website, typical www.bowmanaire.com. That's Bowman Aire with an E. 805-464-8109. That's my cell. You can reach me Not any time, but I understand sometimes emergencies happen and you need a little hot air or cold air. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram. Pretty much find those via my website, or I don't know if you're going to pop anything up.
So when somebody calls your number, their call isn't going to get redirected to somebody that has no idea where they're at, location, or anything like that. They're going to reach you.
They're reaching me directly.
Awesome. Cool. Tim, thanks for coming on the show. Really appreciate it. And like I said, we'll definitely have to get you back on because, heating and air is one of those things that confuses a lot of people. And we want to make sure that everything's safe and ready to go for winter and for summer.
And we don't want to worry about the science behind it.
Right.
We just want it to work.
Just want it to work. We want it to turn that dial and we want it to get warm, or turn that dial this way and we want it to get cold.
And that's where we come in.
Awesome. Thanks, Tim, for coming on the show.
Not a problem.
There you have it, guys. I want to thank Tim Bowman with Bowman Aire, Heating and Air, for coming on the show and talking about this cold weather snap that we need to get our house warmed up. As always, we want to thank our sponsors. We want to thank Amber Johnson with Pillar Real Estate. We want to thank Clint Amy with Rancho Sestero Meat Processing, Wine Hideaway, 805 Customs, and Escalar Wines. Thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you next time.